Hey everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today because we are in the midst of a scandal, and I'm not even talking about Tom and Ariana and Raquel. I'm talking about we're here with Miss Sarah Frasia.
David Yontef. I channeled you this weekend because I went to Jenny Poulos's 50th birthday party out in Palm Springs. Of course, famous from Flipping Out. She's been on your show
She
for
has.
many. She's like one of the OG Bravo celebrities.
People love Jenny Pulo. So how was the birthday
Yes.
party?
She's very nice. I really don't know her. My friend who invited me has been very good friends with her for years, and he's worked with her in television, and she was so lovely to let me come, and the party was awesome. She rapped. It was really great, and she had this like amazing band performance. The food was delicious. It was really fun. So we had a great time.
She's moved on from flipping out, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there was no mention of that at the party. Not that I would have expected it to be, but she seems, yeah, incredibly happy. I think she's still, I don't know. Does she do anything in TV? Jenny, when you go to someone's party, they're usually so busy. So we only talked for a few minutes. And I
She's
just
in
said,
love with her. Look, she's in love with her husband. She's has beautiful kids. Her husband's successful. Like her
"Mm,
life turned out real. Listen, I loved having her on the podcast. Maybe I'll reshare that episode
I
if I
want to
haven't
go
already.
listen. I want to go listen
You
to the
should.
interview. Yeah, and I always loved her on Flipping Out for sure. And I love that she is. I think people forget that she's still Andy Cohen's like Watch What Happens Live intro song. It's so good.
That's her
Andy
baby.
Cohen got the 411. It's so good. She's
I
amazing. And she
mean,
rapped. It was really great.
listen, she's to me like the real deal, like just not a fame whore. I really enjoyed. Go listen to the episode. She's really wonderful.
I
Honestly, she's a
cannot
wonderful
wait
person.
to listen. I cannot wait. I'm obsessed. I cannot wait.
Um, we need to talk about the scandal I referred to, not Scandoval. We need to talk about Juan fucking Dixon.
Okay, and then will we talk about you seeing Paris because the pictures were unbelievable. She was like stunning. Do you want to talk about that? We'll talk Juan and then Paris.
Yeah, and then
Okay,
Paris,
fine.
and then I need to talk some Mary Cosby here.
Okay. And well, where do you want? First of all, where do you want to start? I mean,
I
Juan
want to talk. Yeah,
Dixon
let's talk about. Tell
has
me.
been fired from Coppin State basketball program where he was the men's head coach. Now, this comes, of course, on the heels of this, um, you know,
Male.
male sex scandal, which essentially was, I'm going to get this mixed up, but here's the roundabout version. A coach was communicating with a student as, I don't know if he'd posed as a woman, then revealed himself as a guy. They supposedly met up, or the player felt like completely violated by him, allegedly complained about this incident to Juan, who again, allegedly never took it seriously, never reported it to the right people. This a coach that was involved in this sex scandal stayed on for a while.
Because
Eventually,
the player's a straight guy and the coach is like a guy who said, "Hey, player, you're hot," and send me a dick pic, basically. Something like that.
yes. So now Juan, months
Cat
later,
Right. So Juan did right. Juan did nothing, turned a blind eye, whatever. Obviously, the player, I mean, again, I don't know exactly what was sent, but you send a shirtless picture, you're flirting with your coach who basically wants to suck your dick. You do feel violated, yes. And then you go and complain to the other coach, and that happens to be Juan Dixon. Again, what are the chances that Juan Dixon is actually on the Real Housewives of Potomac? But here we are. And right. So that's a whole thing. And now what's the new thing that's happened that's caused the
well,
termination?
he's okay. Well, he's been fired. So he posted about this. The final season of Juan Dixon's tenure was marred by a lawsuit filed against the school, alleging that an assistant coach on Dixon's staff sexually assaulted and blackmailed a former player by tricking him into sending nude photos of himself. Okay, so Juan has been fired from that. Since then, a woman has come out who Juan used to coach. Juan Dixon has now been blasted by a former women's basketball player who's accused him of misogyny, misconduct, unprofessional behavior after the Coppin State firing. Okay. So Deanna Renee on Twitter, I think I'm saying her name right. Oh my God, have you read through these? They're unbelievable. It's a long ass Twitter story.
Let's
Okay.
hear it.
So she says she's former University of District Columbia women's basketball student. made headlines with these scathing tweets. Okay, so boom. Juan Dixon came to coach at UDC my junior year. From day one, he made it very clear that he did not want to coach women's basketball and that his goal was to get to the men's side pronto. As far as coaches go, he was the worst coach I had in any sport, not because he didn't know the game, but because he didn't know how to work with the players he had. He also brought a few of his concubines to away games, basically women that he was hooking up with. One even rode on the team bus from the hotel to the gym. Bold move, I would say. She goes on to write, fast forward through a losing season with what I consider a talented team with bad leadership. During the offseason, there was an altercation in my student apartment involving my then teammate. For legal purposes, we will call the former teammate Rel, then girlfriend B, and ex-girlfriend Tony. Rel was cheating on B with Tony. This is where I get lost. It's very confusing. Tony decides to come by the apartment one day to see another friend, Dion. B just happens to be there when Tony gets in the room. Push comes to shove, literally. Next thing I know, there's a WWE SmackDown in my living room. Wigs was flying, bitches was bleeding, and mace was sprayed. Now, I like to mind my motherfucking business, but apparently then teammate Rel was upset with me for not helping her while she was getting her ass beat.
Okay.
Rel went to Juan about the fight, and this MFer kicked me off the team. Mind you, I'm on scholarship, about to go into my senior year, and this MFer kicks me off the team because Rel was cheating, got caught, and got beat down for it. Some effed up stuff. Anyway, we got the arguing because that's some BS. Somewhere in me getting fired on my day off, he mentions again, see, this is why I didn't want to coach women's basketball, dealing with this shit. 2 weeks later, he quit and started coaching job at Coppin. How are you going to kick me off knowing you're leaving anyway? Whew. Felt good to tell my story. In conclusion, fuck you, Juan Dixon. Fuck you, Rel, you scary ass hoe. That's
a bunch of girl drama here. Girl on girl SmackDown. I mean,
you and your girl Bay got your ass beat. So I don't know. If you take it from that he is a misogynist, and he allegedly had concubines riding on his bus. That's a lot.
Or is she just a disgruntled person who got her fired? I don't know. But regardless, it's not a great additional fact. I mean, she could be just bitter that he fired her, but I don't even understand why he would fire her. She didn't smack anyone down. Like, I don't know what that has to do with anything, really.
Well, here's what I take from it is that, maybe Juan didn't really want to be there, so he didn't care really that much, didn't care to investigate, and had to
fire someone.
Right. And, look, maybe this woman wasn't the best player on the team, so he's like, get her out, and then I've done action. I don't know if this is true. I'm just saying this.
But regardless, he's been fired for not doing anything.